talk about the acute viral hepatitis. So acute viral hepatitis is caused by the hepatitis A, B, C, D and E. What happens in the hepatitis? In hepatitis, the conjugated bilirubin will rise and the inflammatory enzymes will rise like SGOT and SGPT. Okay. So what happens? Conjugated bilirubin will be rise and inflammatory enzymes like SGOT and SGPT will be rise. This is acute viral hepatitis. So in this we are going to talk about the hepatitis virus. So first of all we are going to talk about the Hep A and Hep B because they have very similar mode of transmission, action and treatment. They are going to be very same. So first of all we are going to talk about the mode of transmission. In hepatitis A, the most common mode of transmission is fecal-oral, while in Hep B is also fecal-oral, or it can also be transmitted through close contacts, Hep A. While in Hep B, the transmission to the close contact is rare, okay, and vertical transmission is also rare. But in both the Hep A and Hep B, breastfeeding, transmission through breastfeeding is going to happen. Okay. Now we are going to talk about the clinical features. In this we are going to talk about the epidemiology. So Hep A is the most common cause of acute viral hepatitis in children, while in adults and pregnancy it is Hep E. If we are going to talk about the most common cause of viral hepatitis, then it is Hep B. But if someone asks about the acute viral hepatitis in children या फिर in this adults or pregnancy, then it is Hep A and Hep E. Okay. Now we are going to talk about the special features. In this Hep A, relapsing hepatitis is occur. क्या होता है? Relapsing hepatitis is occur. In this first of all the symptoms, clinical features like jaundice. This is going to happen in hepatitis. So first of all it is going to rise. Then after some time it is going to decline. But after some time it still happens and then this going to decline and this at the level viral will be landed. This is relapsing hepatitis. While in the Hep E there is cholestatic hepatitis. In this what happens? There is obstruction to the hepatocytes, so which led to the collection of bile. So it led to the intrahepatic bile flow obstruction. So symptoms will occur like pruritus, clay colored stools. These all are the symptoms of obstructive jaundice. Obstructive jaundice, as no pruritus, how pruritus will happen, like bile salts which are bile soluble, water soluble. So in this what happens is obstruction will occur. So they are going back to the blood streams in the form of water soluble bilirubin and bile salts. So these are going through sweat glands, it came to the skin and causes the itching, and grey colored stools will happen because stercobilinogen will not be reached. So the color of the feces is through the stercobilinogen. So now stercobilinogen is not present, so clay colored stool will be present. So complication will occur. What are the complication? Complication is fulminant hepatitis. Okay, fulminant hepatitis क्या होता है? Basically encephalopathy होती है. Okay, after 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, and this is going to happen fulminant hepatitis. If someone asks which hepatitis will increase the risk of fulminant encephalopathy in pregnancy, it is Hep E. In pregnancy में Hep E is the one. But someone asks generally about which hepatitis cause the fulminant hepatitis maximum, then it is Hep D. Hep D has the major risk of maximum risk of fulminant hepatitis. Now serology, if in this IgM anti-HAV is found, then it is acute infection. If IgG is found, then it is chronic infection. Chronic infection means the generally patient या तो infection से recover हो चुका है या फिर after immunization IgG will be found. While in Hep B only IgM anti-HAV will be found. Okay, now on treatment, as Hep A and Hep E both are the self-limiting end, so we only have to give the supportive treatment. In supportive treatment, the IV fluid of choice will be dextrose. Why? Because generally what happens in hepatitis, there will be loss of appetite, so it can lead to the hypoglycemia. So to treat the hypoglycemia we generally give the dextrose. Okay, in this IV fluids are generally given and then during the time it is self-limiting, so it treats itself. Now we are going to talk about the Hep B and Hep C. In this, the most common mode of transmission in Hep B is vertical transmission, while in Hep C it is percutaneous. Percutaneous in sense like IV drug abusers हो गए या blood transfusions हो गए, इन सब में. Hep B के अंदर वर्टिकल ट्रांसमिशन में भी रिस्क हो. इफ मदर के अंदर HBe एंटीजन पॉजिटिव मिल रहा है, देन 90% रिस्क इज देयर, एंड इफ एंटी HBe एंटीजन प्रेजेंट है तो देन 10% रिस्क इज देयर. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ what is going to be found, the treatment will be decided. So if HBe antigen is found, then the first dose of vaccine देंगे and immunoglobulin देंगे. If anti-HBe antigen मिल रहा है, then only vaccine is given. Then Hep B में percutaneous is also there, but risk is less as compared to the Hep E. Okay, human bite or fecal-oral breast transmission are not going to happen in Hep B and Hep C. Now it is the most, HB is the most common cause होता है hepatocellular carcinoma, and we will talk about that most common cause of viral hepatitis is HB. It is also one of the most common cause of hepatocellular carcinoma. Okay. स्पेशल फीचर्स की बात करें तो HB जो होता है ना, सीरम सिकलेस लाइक वो कोज करता है इनलेस. टाइप 3 हाइपर सेंसिटिविटी रिएक्शन इज फॉर्म, while in Hep C insulin resistance is there. Complication is same as that fulminant hepatitis will become, but risk is less in this. Okay, now serology, we are going to talk about the serology. Serology of Hep B is very important. Okay, serology of Hep B is very important. If Hep B is limited to acute infection, what is acute and chronic? It is depend on the virus, for how much time the virus is present. If virus is present for less than 6 months, then it is acute infection. But if virus is present more than 6 months, then it is chronic infection. Okay, if hepatitis is limited to acute infection, that is virus is present for less than 6 months. So this is the serological graph. This is the lab detection of serological markers on y-axis, on n-axis is the time. So first of all, going to happen whenever there is inoculation of virus. The inoculation of virus occur at this point. Okay, now what will happen? HBS antigen. What are the features that we are going to see? What the serologies are there? There is HBS antigen. Okay, what are there? HBS antigen, there is HBC, there is HBE, there is anti-HBS, anti-HBE and anti-HBC. What happens is HBC antigen जो होता है ना is not detectable in blood. So we are not going to talk about the HBC antigen, but we are going to talk about its anti-HBC antigen. Okay. So first of all, whenever the inoculation of virus occurs, virus enter into the body, there will be rise in the HBS antigen. First of all, there will be rise of HBS antigen, and after some time it is going to decline whenever the virus is going to stop. Then when the HBS antigen is rise, अब now the virus will replicate. So replicative marker, the replicative marker of hepatitis B is HBE antigen. So whenever this happens, the HBE is also rise. HBE rise and then decrease. Whenever it decrease, the anti-HBE will be formed. Okay, so whenever HBE antigen found in the blood, it shows that viral is in replicative form. While if anti-HBE is found, then virus is non-replicative. Okay. After HBS antigen decrease, then sometime anti-HBS will be done. It is a neutralizing antibody. It generally shows anti-HBS will show the lifetime. Means it show the post-infectious है कि नहीं है कि अगर vaccine is also given, then anti-HBS will be going to found. As we discussed, HBS antigen is not going to be found in the blood. So anti-HBC will be, it will show the exposure to the virus. If it is less than 6 months से कम में है patient, तो IgM will be found, and if it is more than 6 months, then IgG, anti-HBC will be found. अब now we will divide this into the 5 phases. The first phase is this, second phase is this, third phase, fourth phase and fifth. The first phase is incubation period. In this HBS and HBE will be found. Then second is the symptomatic. In this symptoms will occur. Okay, the symptomatic phase में what are going to be found? HBS antigen will be found. Okay, anti-HBE will be found, and IgM anti-HBC. It is the most reliable marker of acute hepatitis B. If we going to tell that from the serology that it is acute hepatitis B, then we are going to see the IgM anti-HBC. If it is found, then denote that it is a acute Hep B. Then third is the window period. In window period only IgM and anti-HBE will be found. Fourth phase is the recovery phase. इसमें IgM anti-HBC and anti-HBS will be found. The phase is past discovered infection. So now if Hep B progress to the chronic infection, that is more than 6 months से progress कर गया, तो only two will be found. That is HBS antigen. उसमें we are going to found the anti-HBS because it is an acute infection. So after some time anti-HBS will be found. But in this chronic infection, HBS antigen will be found, and anti-HBC, IgG, anti-HBC will be found. As we talk about the replicative marker, there are two types of replicative marker: quantitative and qualitative. The quantitative one is the HBV DNA copies, while qualitative is HBE antigen. If HBE antigen is found, then replication is present. HBE antigen is absent, replication is absent. Exception होता है pre-core mutant of Hep B. इसमें what happens कि HBE antigen form नहीं होता, फिर भी replication चालू होती है. Okay. Now we are going to talk about the serology of Hep C. This is the serology of Hep B. Now we are going to talk about the Hep C. Hep C main probability क्या होता है? It is not generally acute infection. It is a chronic infection होता है Hep C. So we are going to find this HBV, RNA and anti-HCV, IgE, anti-HCV. We are going to talk about the treatment. Hep B, if it is an acute infection, then it is self-limiting. We will go for the supportive treatment. But if it is a chronic infection, then we are going to treat about it. In chronic infection, what we are going to found? HBS antigen and IgG, anti-HBC is found. So now we will look for cirrhosis of liver. Okay, if cirrhosis of liver is present, then we will go for MELD score. MELD score is model for end stage liver disease. In MELD score, three main things are mostly found, that is INR, serum bilirubin and serum creatinine. On the basis of this, numbers are given. If it is less than 18, then antiviral drugs is given. What is the antiviral drugs? It is tenofovir for more than 1 year. Okay, if it is more than 18 to 20, then liver transplant is only the choice. If it is non-cirrhosis, then we will look for quantitative replicative marker, that is HBV DNA. Its value is going to be found. If it is less than 2000, then it is an inactive carrier. We will look for observation. If it is more than, then we will go for liver biopsy. In liver biopsy, if it is mild inflammation, then it is active carrier, observation will be done. If it is moderate to severe inflammation, antiviral drugs, that is tenofovir, will be given for more than 1 year. Okay. In Hep C, we discussed the acute phase, nothing happened, it generally progress to the chronic phase. So whenever the patient given, we will give for the interferon alpha with or without ribavirin for 12 to 24 weeks. If it is progressed to the chronic phase, then we will look for non-cirrhosis, cirrhosis MELD score less than 18 antiviral, more than 18 liver transplant. And if it is non-cirrhotic, we will not going for HBV DNA. In this, HCV RNA will be found. So antiviral drug will be given, that is sobosovir, and it is the most common indication. If Hep C is the most common indication होती है for liver transplant. Now the last one we are going to discuss is Hep D. The mode of transmission is percutaneous and close contact. Clinical features, as generally जो होता है ना, Hep D is associated with Hep B. If Hep B is found, if Hep D is found, then Hep B will also be found. If Hep B is found, it is not compulsory that Hep D is found, but risk of Hep D is higher with Hep B, and it has the maximum risk of fulminant hepatitis. Okay, serology में it can be there is co-infection or there is super infection. What happens in co-infection? If co-infection occur, so acute hepatitis B and acute hepatitis D. If super infection occur, then chronic hepatitis B will be there and acute hepatitis D. And then serology पे according to the co-infection or super infection, serology will be found. Treatment में we will give interferon, and same protocol as Hep B. So this is the complete acute viral hepatitis. In this, Hep B is very important, and you have to also know the Hep A, because the children में most common cause of acute viral hepatitis, the children come with the jaundice and ये सब features के साथ आते हैं. Okay, so that's it. So thank you.